お前はもう死んでいる。
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Trevor Plays here, back again with another My Hero Academia video. It is, of course, episode, 9 now? Or episode 72 in total, called Red Riot. Now, after last week's episode of Sun Eater, of the Big Three, I remember now, when reading the manga, that this part of the arc right here that we're at right now is my favorite, one of my favorite parts of this whole arc, because if you guys know from my character discussion videos and how I place them or uploaded them in order, is that I did my favorite characters last. So that's where we have Shoto Todoroki as number 1 and Kirishima as number 2. So that shows you guys that since Kirishima is my second favorite character, reason why he's my second favorite character is the stuff that he does in season 4, which is this. And also we get the backstory. We get more of Kirishima's backstory, like I said in the last the whole live action review ish video, saying how we got bits and pieces at the beginning of his backstory, which is pretty cool. And then now that we finally get to see this episode and more of his backstory, which, as you guys can see, I literally just finished watching it. So what I'm saying is, this episode is one of my favorite episodes, literally right after the Sun Eater one. So the fact that we're getting into the most hype parts of this season already, and the fact that my favorite parts are already being animated, is great. This story is great. This part of the story is amazing. And the fact that we get to see more of Kirishima's backstory. So with that, we get to see that he went to the same middle school as Mina Ashido. And we also find out about how everyone viewed Mina as an easy candidate to go to UA. And then we also find out that Kirishima couldn't try to stop a villain from almost killing 2 of Mina's classmates and friends. But then Mina showed up and actually ended up, because what it was trying to happen was he was trying to find a hero agency, I guess to destroy it or something. But Mina Ashido stepped in and actually directed him to the police station. But after he left, she broke down in tears, crying, and all of her friends were saying, "Oh, you saved us" or whatever. But at the same time, Kirishima couldn't move. He tried to, but he couldn't, because he was frozen in his tracks. He couldn't move and all that. And then we also find out that he heard about the story of Deku and Bakugo, and how Bakugo tried to fight back a villain, and then Deku tried to, before All Might stepped in, Deku rushed in and to try to save Bakugo. But obviously he didn't know them at the time, so it's kind of cool that we get a different perspective of the world. We kind of see that this is what was happening at the same time. So that's pretty cool. And then we also find out that he went to the same school as Mina Ashido. And then we get the whole right before they get into UA, you see that he's training his quirk. He's training. He dyes his hair red, and it's all spiky now. And Mina freaks out about it because she noticed that he has a complete different hair change and hair color and all that, and says that they both have horns now. And all that. And then that's pretty much where the shipping of Kirishima and Ashido started. I'm pretty sure. This is when that whole shipping thing started with them. So before at the beginning of the story, we had the ship pair with Deku and Uraraka, and then we had Shoto and Momo, and now we have Kirishima and Ashido. So yeah, and then little bits and pieces of Ojiro and Toru Hakagure as well, thrown in there as well. But I'm all for the Kirishima and Mina Ashido ship. I'm for it. It makes sense, kind of, because if you look at the backstory in a different perspective, look at it at his perspective, he pretty much looked up to her, even though she didn't really do much. But he looked up to her as like an inspiration to work harder to try to her, and also his favorite hero Crimson Riot as well. Looked up to both of them to try to fix himself and try to be able to say, yes, I'm going to get into UA and all this other stuff. And then turns out that he did. So there's that. And then we also get, I'm jumping all over the place now, but we also get, when he was feeling down in the dumps about not trying to save Mina's friends, it turns out that he had, that he just couldn't deal with it. He didn't want to go to UA because he didn't, do what he wanted to do, and that's where we get the story of Deku and Bakugo. And then he ends up throwing something at his bookshelf in the back and knocks off a thing from a collection book from Crimson Riot, and the little voice message hologram thingy showed up, and he ended up, apparently he didn't listen to it when he first got it, so he didn't really know all about Crimson Riot and like the other parts to him as a hero and stuff. So then when he watched this while he was feeling down in the dumps, that got his mind going back up, and that's when he started training, which was pretty cool. And then another thing I want to note too is that we finally see somewhat of a resolve towards Kirishima. And we also find out about his scar over his eye. When he was a little kid, he was scratching his eyes, and that's when his quirk came out. So when he scratched his eye, he literally scratched his eye, and now he has a small little scar, which is kind of funny that in the manga, Horikoshi, the author, says that sometimes he forgets that Kirishima has a scar. So some of the panel scenes he will have a scar, and sometimes he won't. So that's just because sometimes Horikoshi forgets. But I mean, it's something small too, because it's literally a small scratch. But we can definitely clearly see it in the anime, in certain areas. You can clearly see that there's a scratch on his eye, or like right there on like his eyebrow or whatever. So you can like kind of see, the thing. But I'm sure that will stay with the anime, since they have, shown that, and it's gonna be there. So I'm pretty sure that the anime is gonna have it the whole time and won't forget, like Horikoshi has, or he'll probably mention it or something. I don't know. But let me see, what else? Pretty much, yeah, I did say this was literally this fight and the other fight was Sun Eater. These were like my two favorite fights before the last fight in this arc. Then I'm gonna say that this whole and then like Fat Gum. We also find out that Fat Gum, what he said before about how he absorbs attacks. He was not kidding. He absorbs the attacks and then ends up putting that into a powerful move. And when that powerful move happens, he ends up getting not fat and gets actually really buff. So he becomes like a more like a superhero, I guess. But like he's still pretty cool. I like Fat Gum. He's one of the pro heroes that are pretty funny, and that are like someone that's like relatable, because he's like, yeah, I get the whole idea and then in this episode he also said that we all underestimated the hero called Red Riot. So like even he has like times where he's underestimating some people. So that just proves that, you know, he's more of a human being than most heroes and villains. So there's that. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this review video. Please hit that thumbs up button if you liked. Please comment down below some stuff. And if you're new to my channel and a fan of my hero, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell to be notified anytime I upload a video. And I guess I'll see you guys next weekend, next Saturday, for episode 10 or 73. I don't know what it's called because I didn't look at the next episode preview, so we'll see. So see you guys next time.